Right now, we're facing heat hell. I'm talking about the blistering high temperatures and unprecedented heat that have been sweeping across the state. And it's not just isolated to the United States, but it's baking the entire planet. This heat hell has been destroying crops and livestock, triggering wildfires, and even killing people. Right now, medical experts have posted articles and videos about how to keep safe and hydrated. So I won't talk about that now, but as a mechanic, I'll share with you how you can protect your car in extreme heat. Back in July, almost a third of Americans, over 113 million people, were under some form of heat advisory. I'm talking about record-shattering high temperatures. For example, in El Paso, Texas, temperatures were around 100 degrees for 27 days straight. The last time it was even close to that hot was long way back in 1994, almost 30 years ago. And it's not just the northern hemisphere that's scorched. Even the southern hemisphere, which is supposed to be enjoying winter right now, is not only having their warmest winter ever, but actually they're facing a fierce winter heat wave. It's not just about sweating discomfort. Actually, it's deadly. Some experts are warning of a new high death toll due to the prolonged heat wave. And they're anticipating this based on spikes they're seeing in hospitalizations of people who work outside. Some are calling this crazy heat a silent killer. As it stands, heat is the leading cause of weather-related mortalities in the U.S., outpacing deaths from hurricanes by a factor of 8 to 1. But let's bust a common myth. When it comes to high temperatures, many people assume it's just from the hot air around them. But in reality, most of the heat stored near the surface of the Earth is in the oceans, not in the atmosphere. And ocean temperatures this past spring and summer have been record-breaking. Recently, the North Atlantic Ocean alone has been experiencing the highest surface water temperature ever recorded. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA for short, has labeled it as a Category 4 heat wave. This extreme temperature designation is usually only used for the tropics. In fact, it's unheard of to have a Category 4 heat wave in this part of the North Atlantic. But it's not just the North Atlantic Ocean. This past April and May, global sea surface temperatures were the highest ever since 1850. Here's the thing about greenhouse gases. Most of the extra heat trapped by the buildup of greenhouse gases ends up warming the surface of the ocean. The extra heat in the ocean then gets mixed downwards towards the deeper ocean. But any movements in ocean currents, like the developing natural climate pattern known as El Nino, can bring it back to the surface. And once that happens, the pent-up heat gets released and shot straight out into the atmosphere. Here's the crazy part. If you think summer's a fluke, brace yourself, because this will be the coldest summer we'll have for a long time. It's only going to get hotter. According to climate analysts, while these summer temperatures are shocking, we shouldn't be all that surprised. We've been forewarned for years that climate change is only getting more extreme. True, we've slowed down greenhouse gas emissions a little, but energy-related CO2 emissions were still up almost 1% last year. And it's not like we don't have the tools and technologies to reduce emissions. We do. The thing is, we just can't seem to reduce it fast enough. Anyway, while the experts try to figure it out, let's talk about how extreme heat damages your car and what you can do to protect your car. Extreme heat can cause your car's paint to flake and its upholstery to fade. It can also cause mechanical overheating, cracks, and even engine failure. Now, if you don't have a garage, one thing you can do is park in the shade whenever possible. That seems a no-brainer since your car won't be as searing hot when you get back in. But there's more to it. When your car's in the shade, it's not directly exposed to harmful UV rays from the sun. So you decrease the risk of damaging your car's exterior paint and also the interior upholstery. Here's something most people don't think about, and that's regularly washing your car when it's super hot outside, and especially when you see bird poop. Here's the thing about birds. In case you haven't noticed, they don't separate their solids and liquids the way we do. They dump it out together. Bird poop is high in uric acid, which is a pH between 3 and 5. It's super corrosive to your car's paint as it is, but now, mixed in the factor of extreme high temperatures. Heat not only bakes and dries out the bird poop, but it also causes your car metal to heat up. The car paint expands, the molecules open up to absorb the bird poop uric acid, which then degrades the car's clear coat. Bird poop can even bleach the paint itself. All of this is to say you should wash your car regularly if you want to protect it. And it's not just about bird poop. It's about dirt, fallen twigs, and other gunk that can damage and corrode your car paint. Also, make sure to wax your car because it serves as an extra protective layer that shields your car from harmful UV rays. In a way, it's sunscreen of a sort. Another thing you can do is to monitor your tire pressure regularly to make sure it's properly inflated. During heat hell, Air molecules are moving quickly and spreading out more. In other words, they're taking up more physical space. When air molecules in your tire heat up, they expand. That's why your tire pressure will increase in the heat. If you don't monitor it, your tires can get overinflated. An overinflated tire is like an overfilled balloon. It's super stiff and inflexible. Reason why that's not good is because it's more vulnerable to damage when you encounter a pothole, hit a curb, or run over debris on the road. Tire damage can range from uneven wear to punctures and even blowouts. Also, check your car fluids regularly. I'm talking fluids like coolant, windshield fluid, and engine oil. The thing is, heat causes fluids to evaporate quickly. If your car is low on fluids, it'll suffer problems like overheating, engine damage, friction, and more. Another fluid you might not even think about is your battery. Believe it or not, battery fluid can evaporate too. Another tip is to tint your windows. If you think window tinting is about looking cool cosmetically, yeah, there's some truth to that. But actually, it has a very practical use. Tinted car windows provide protection against harmful UV rays and heat. Not many people know this, but up to 99% of harmful UV rays can be blocked through tinted windows depending on the quality and grade. On top of that, it helps keep the inside of your car cooler because it can block over 70% of the solar energy from entering your car in the first place. The type of tint you choose impacts the overall cost and durability. If you want high-quality heat protection, UV protection, and privacy, that means a higher price tag. Tinting can range anywhere between $200 to $500. Take my advice. If you're going to do it right. If you really want to tint your windows, it's better to get a good quality one. Lower quality tints will degrade quickly, look like trash, and honestly won't serve their purpose at all. Also, be sure to check if the tint comes with a warranty. Many do these days. So, if the one you're considering to buy doesn't have a warranty, I say consider other shops. Also, check the tinting laws in your area. Different states have different laws. That's right. In some states, if your windows are too tinted, you can be fined for breaking the law. Window tint is expressed in percentages like 5%, 20%, 35%, 50%, and 70%. The lower the percentage, the darker the tint. For example, a 5% window is super dark, and it only allows 5% of visible light to pass through. Whereas a 70% window tint is light and subtle, and 70% visible light can pass through. Right now, there's only one state that allows people to tint their windows any tint percentage whatsoever, and that's Michigan. On the flip side, California, Iowa, Alaska, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. only allow a lighter tint on car windows. During heat hell, it's really well worth investing in a seat cover if you want to protect your upholstery. Some seat covers even come with built-in cooling systems that have a fan that circulates air through the mesh and microfiber cushion. Also, consider protecting your steering wheel. All that dark leather, plastic, rubber, and other materials that make up your steering wheel absorb a lot of heat in the sun. Try placing a medium white or light-colored towel on your steering wheel, and you'll be surprised how much it'll keep it cool and protect the materials at the same time. Ever sit down on a boiling hot car, grab the seatbelt, and burn your skin off because the metal buckle was superheated? Well, that's a pretty simple solution. Next time you park the car, buckle the seatbelt after you get out of the seat. That'll keep the metal buckle away from the direct sun and keep the temperature of the metal quite a bit lower. But now, picture this. It's 100 degrees outside and you have to commute 20 minutes to work. You leave your cool, air-conditioned house, walk across heat hell to your car and get in. But then you realize the nightmare. Your car AC isn't working. If this ever happens to you, what should you do between now and when you can get the AC fixed? Your first instinct might be to just roll down your windows and gun it. Don't get me wrong, the wind will cool you down as you drive. The problem is, driving with the windows down increases drag when you hit over 40 miles an hour, and that'll use up more gas. Best thing to do is to drive fully open windows when you're in lower speeds. But when you reach the highway, raise the window up partially to try to reduce some of the drag. If you have a portable air cooler, you can run in your car's 12-volt power system or on rechargeable batteries. That can help in the short term until you get your AC fixed. Depending on the device, you might have to fill it up with ice water first. But once these tiny machines get going, you'd be surprised at how much they can cool down the entire vehicle. Here's something else to think about: body heat. The truth is, more passengers in a car mean more body heat. Less passengers means better airflow and cooler temperatures inside the vehicle. Of course, if you're out of AC, it'll be easy to get rid of other passengers because everyone will want to jump ship and go to a car that has AC. If all else fails, try seeing if you can fix the AC. Sometimes the solution can be simple and straightforward. For example, maybe the AC system is just low on refrigerant. In that case, you can buy a refill kit at a local car parts store. Just make sure you buy the right kind of refrigerant for your car and watch my video on how to use the things. Also, be sure that you have a recharging hose in case the kit you buy doesn't have one. One end of the hose will go to the can of refrigerant, and the other end will attach to a fitting under the hood. Another common cause for a broken AC can be a stretched or torn compressor belt. AC compressor belts are cheap and easy to replace if you know what you're doing. Generally speaking, you need to remove the belt guard, loosen the tension, or remove the old belt and replace it with the new one, and then retighten it, or in many cases, it has a self-tensioning tensioner which will tighten itself. But now you tell me, do you have any other tips or tricks to protect your car from extreme heat? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.